What we are seeing this season is Nikola Jokic exposing ESPN's Russell Westbrook take in real time.
You remove a vampire from the locker room, that meaning a vampire sucks the blood out of the locker room. Russell Westbrook moves on.
By the way, that was amazing what Dave said. And, I have to say, being at that game the other night, where this incredible LeBron moment, this warm glow, and then you went like around the Lakers team and it turned to ice. So I kind of get it. They had to do it.
He's as self-delusional as any player I've ever seen because he can't see what's happening around him. He doesn't get it.
Somehow the media made Westbrook not only a bad fit for the Lakers, but some sort of locker room energy killer. This is the same guy LeBron once called the energy bunny. Anyways, here's Windy having to eat his words.
The things that they like about Russell, beyond what he's just done on the court, where he's been very effective as a role player, his attitude in a positive way shakes up the team.
So how did we get here? It's not hard to figure out that the media seems to have it in for Westbrook.
Have you noticed the people who don't like him?
I don't, because I don't listen
basketball players.
I don't listen.
That's the funny part. The people who don't like Russell is non-basketball players.
But why? No one seems to know. But during his time with the Lakers, he was always the reason things weren't working fine. And not just that, he was also the vampire that was draining the others too. But this isn't really new. Whenever the Lakers are struggling, the media never talks about their mismatched roster or their lack of depth. From 2021 to 2023, ESPN in particular leaned into this drama. Sensationalism drives clicks, and let's face it, Westbrook was an easy target. Forget the Lakers' flawed roster construction. Forget that they were asking Russ to be something he's not, a catch-and-shoot role player. All that mattered was the drama. But here's what ESPN and everyone else missed. The environment does matter. The Lakers' high-pressure, media-heavy culture wasn't the right place for Russ. No matter how much he liked the Lakers as a franchise, it just wasn't home for him to play his best basketball. But now, in Denver, we're seeing what happens when you put him in a system built to highlight his strengths instead of magnifying his weaknesses. You see, the Lakers have a long history of scapegoating their role players whenever things go south. Kevin Love is a good example, and Kyle Kuzma too. When the Lakers stumbled, the media narrative was never, "What's LeBron not doing?" It was always, what's wrong with the guys around him? And with Russ, they had a field day. Until 2024, when the Joker stepped in after Utah waved off Russ. Once the deal was sealed, the question on everyone's mind was simple. Could he coexist with Nikola Jokic? Jokic was too ball dominant for Russ to thrive, they said. The media had already written the story. Another high-usage star trying and failing to adjust to a new system. But they were so very wrong. Because what's happening in Denver now isn't just a fit, it's a revelation. Everyone, including ESPN, is starting to realize that Russ and Jokic might just be the duo in the league.
Been in that situation so I can relate in Portland, right? To the point where what I see with Russ is somebody who believed in him, right? Denver, Mike Malone still believed in Russ' ability to go out there and perform, right? Whereas everybody else wasn't a believer.
In Denver, Westbrook's performance has undergone a complete transformation. Over the last 10 games, he's averaging 15.8 points, 6.3 assists, and 6.7 rebounds, while shooting 45.8% from the field. That's even higher than his field goal percentage during his MVP season in 2016 to 2017. The days of being forced into an awkward role as a corner shooter are over. Westbrook has embraced his strengths. He's now a better shooter, a dynamic distributor, and a lethal off-ball cutter. Although his usage rating has dropped, yet his offensive rating has surged to 118. This shows just how much smarter and more effective his play has become. Denver's high-tempo offense has been a perfect match for Russ's speed and basketball IQ. Jokic's passing ability creates unmatched spacing, giving Russ lanes to cut and drive. But more importantly, his impact on his teammates is undeniable. Jamal Murray's three-point attempts have increased, as well as his catch and shoot since Westbrook's arrival. And yes, Nikola Jokic has also benefited too. Russ's 34 assists to him are the most of anyone on the Nuggets team, more than Jamal Murray's 32, despite playing far fewer minutes. Also, Jokic is shooting an incredible 62% off Westbrook's passes. And then, Denver's offense in transition went from 17th in the NBA in fast break points last season to first this season with Russ. The numbers don't lie. When Westbrook is on the floor, everyone eats.
Russ looks super locked in, man, from what I'm seeing, watching him play in Denver. It feels like he's found his place. Talking about like bad management, this feels so far like good management. Finding a guy who's talented, who hasn't worked out in other situations, and putting him in the right situation with the right people around him.
Of course, a significant factor in Westbrook's resurgence is Nikola Jokic. Jokic's passing is just perfect for Russ's cuts and drives. Plus, Jokic's passing and ability to read defenses allows Russ to find easy buckets. It's clearly no exaggeration to say that Jokic has unlocked the most efficient version of Westbrook we've ever seen. So what does that say about LeBron's leadership style? And how is it different from the Joker system? The fact is, LeBron's adaptability often requires his teammates to adjust around him. But Jokic's stability and selflessness create an environment where everyone's strengths are maximized. LeBron-led teams often run through one player, him. But Denver's system, although built around Jokic, still encourages ball movement and shared responsibilities. At the basic level, it's the difference in personality. LeBron loves the spotlight, Jokic doesn't. But besides the players, the Lakers' big team mentality has some downsides. One of which is their culture of looking for scapegoats when things aren't working. I mean, even Magic Johnson was once called Tragic Magic.
They gave you a nickname.
Right. Tragic Magic.
Even after 2 finals MVP.
Right.
Even after going to all those finals.
In contrast, Denver's supportive and team-oriented culture has allowed Russ to flourish. Since joining the Nuggets, Westbrook's net rating has improved when compared to his time with the Lakers. His turnovers have also decreased from 3.7 per game in Los Angeles to just 2 with Denver. See, sometimes a player doesn't need a massive overhaul, they just need the right setting. Media narratives, however, have been slow to adjust. ESPN, in particular, has stuck to its Lakers-centric storytelling. Even now, they have a problem with acknowledging how incredible Westbrook has been. After months of labeling Russ as washed or a vampire, they failed to acknowledge how Denver's system and Nikola Jokic's leadership have unlocked his potential. In his impressive performance that helped Denver to a comeback win against the Mavs, they made sure to remind everyone that Doncic and Kyrie didn't play. Almost as if to say, if they did, he wouldn't perform. I mean, these guys don't even like Kyrie that much, but they just can't let Westbrook have his day. In their quest for drama, they're overlooking one of the season's best comeback stories. But the Nuggets couldn't care less. Their offensive rating has risen to 119.2 when Russ is on the court, compared to just 113.7 without him. And the chemistry among the players is only getting better. Jamal Murray has seen his scoring efficiency rise, and Denver's bench unit is outscoring opponents by 8.4 points per 100 possessions when Russ leads the charge. On the other end of the floor, Russ is the engine of the defense, forcing 14.6 turnovers per game. But then, his influence extends beyond the stat sheet, as he's brought new life to the Nuggets' locker room. Pretty impressive for a player they called the locker room vampire about a year ago. The dangerous Joker duo is only going to get better with time as we head for the playoffs. But even as it is, Denver's offense scores 1.25 points per possession in pick and roll scenarios involving these two. And let's not forget the all-around chemistry with Porter, Christian Brown, and DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, this is going to be fun now.
Yeah.
You know that when somebody come to your team that can get 30 with you, it's like, oh, like, yo, we both could get 30.
Especially how Jokic gets his.
Like, we both could get triple doubles. Like,
without taking nothing off Jokic's plate.
And then his defensive plays, even against players like Wemby, as we saw in their game against the Spurs, is just incredible. The 17-year veteran is always quick to pounce on larger centers whenever they try to post him up. But then, against teams like the Suns or Warriors, who rely on perimeter scoring, the physicality and tempo of the Nuggets would make it an exciting game, especially in a 7-game series. Also, Denver has become a top 5 team in clutch time scoring since adding Westbrook. Westbrook. So there's all that to look forward to in the playoffs. But then, Westbrook's comeback continues to raise questions about his future with the Nuggets. His current contract is a 2-year, $3.8 million deal, but his value to the team has far exceeded that number. Should the Nuggets consider locking him into a longer-term deal? With Jokic in his prime and the team's core thriving, keeping Russ might be the key to sustaining their championship window. For Westbrook, Denver could finally be the place he calls home. And his story will probably go down in NBA history as a testament to the power of the right system and environment. From being labeled washed to becoming a critical piece of the Nuggets' success. If the Nuggets can win a championship, his journey will serve as a reminder. Great players don't suddenly lose their talent. They just need the right conditions to thrive. It will be a commentary on how fit, trust, and support can redefine a player's career. But can they win that championship this season? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then see why Russell Westbrook deserves an apology next.